Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for yet another port run here on the JDM NYC channel. And today, I have some very unique things to show you guys. Starting off with this Suzuki Jimny truck. So, the Suzuki Jimny was actually a K car. Came powered by a 657cc 4-stroke motor. Was turbo, did have an intercooler, put out about 55 horsepower, later increased to 58, and then they finally got 64 out of it towards the end of the production for this car in about 1995. When they finally did manage to hit 64 horsepower, the car's top speed was limited at 75 miles an hour, so this was never really a fast car. This was, however, a really utilitarian car. I mean, as you can see, we don't have a whole ton of creature comforts here, but what we have, well, we have space for people, we have our doors, we have our bare necessities, and we have a very small, economical motor. Hell of a place for a hood release. See what's in here. Interestingly enough, the back of this car actually seems kind of almost roomy and airy, which I guess they accomplished by having so much glass and so much windows around you here. But the looks can be deceiving.
No backseat. An actual American human fits in the car. Is that comfortable to sit on like a nice journey? No, I'm like stretching my groin like this far apart. Maybe you can move the seat up. Good, right? I can drive from the back seat. just do the pedals. I got this. Oh man. I should just get out of the back, huh?
Might be simpler. The seat folds up.
My foot's stuck. The seat folds. Alright, wait. VIP, out the back door. It comes out.
Which brings us over to one of the two Nissan Skyline R32 GTRs we'll be featuring over in today's video. One, a slightly more modded example than the current one. This one does have an HKS exhaust on it. Otherwise, this is a relatively stock car. It's extremely clean, it's very well maintained, and it looks great. Plus, these tints are awesome, and I wish we had them here in the States, or at least that they were legal. As far as the interior goes, also extremely stock. I mean, the guy changed the radio in here, and that's it. Those of you that have seen the videos on the Skyline sedans over on this channel will note that there's really not much of a difference here on the interior. A couple things on the gauge cluster. So we see that we have over in the top left the torque display, and then we have this unit here that showcases our oil temperature, the boost gauge, and the battery voltmeter. And that's pretty much the only difference you'll find on here. Plus that beautiful HKS exhaust. And on to the next one, which is this 180SX, which is not powered by a CA18D or DET. This one actually is powered by an RB25. NA, non-turbo, swapped in here. Looks very nice, very interesting on the outside. Sounds pretty good too. And then we have the second Nissan R32 GTR that we're featuring over in this video. This one with a very loud blow-off valve. Now, since I've already done a very detailed video on the 180SX earlier on in this channel, and if you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend it that you do, and I'll link down to it in the description below. I don't want to do a very long feature on the interior of this car, mostly because we have awesome other things to look at. But it's interesting. It's interesting. Swapped out to a wood Momo steering wheel. The radio has been taken out. That panel seems to have been sandblasted. There's a weird switch that I don't know what it does yet. Alas, this is an RB25 swapped 180SX, and that's cool. Speaking of cool, this is one hell of a little conversion that somebody did over on the second GTR we have here on the channel. So there's an aftermarket boost gauge, there's an oil temperature gauge, and we've also relocated the controls for the air conditioning and so forth. And then there's 2 holes for additional gauges. K-car truck, or micro truck, or micro van as they were also called over in Japan. 656cc, 4-wheel drive, 65 mile an hour maximum speed. Definitely a work truck. A nice sounding rev, but not nearly as nice as this sounds. 1JZ Soarer. Full ready to go drift missile, and I mean ready to go. This car is fully gutted. Take a look. So, like I said, this is completely gutted. I mean, completely. Like, you have to appreciate the amount of work and effort that went into this, because it's not like, oh, they removed the back seat. They removed everything. All the carpets, everything. The buttons that are still there for the AC and climate control, they don't work. That's been removed from here as well. But it sounds amazing and goes like a bat out of hell. And then we have another example of the Suzuki Jimny, drastically different from the orange one we had earlier on in the video. This one has no back seat, bride racing seats in the front. It doesn't have that roof that the other one did. In fact, it looks like it has a little bit less options, if you could even say that for these cars. And continuing on with all the JDM goodness in this video, we have the Toyota Mark II, Japan's Toyota Camry, but a very optioned Toyota Camry. I mean, this is extremely comfortable. Digital gauges. We have this very fancy little climate control display that slides out in order for you to be able to access the buttons on it. Sport mode, even in a Camry. Lumbar. So by now you guys should know that I can't let a video finish without showcasing some JDM stickers, and interestingly enough, this Mark II has a ton of JDM stickers shoved under the trunk. Huh. Is that curry? Interestingly enough, minus the 2 turbos that this car has, both of these have the same exact motor. So as always guys, thanks so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if you have any questions about any one of these cars or any of the cars featured in one of our previous videos, feel free to post them in the comments below. Thanks so much, see you soon.